Right, I'm on the Lucy Letby Innocence website. They've got like sort of a compilation of like transcripts from various media sources. I want to talk about this child. Well, I've heard a few times people claim that Lucy had falsified medical records, and this business with 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock with Child E. Right. I'm going to start here. So Child E. Right. The prosecution say the mum was fobbed off by Lucy Letby. 2 records are made at 4:51 a.m. after Child E had died. The later note records Mummy was present at the start of shift attending to cares, visited it again approximately 10 o'clock. Okay, approximately. And bearing in mind the record was made at so the record was made 7 hours after. Aware that we had obtained blood from the nasogastric tube and were starting some different medications to treat this, she was updated by Registrar Blank and contained Child E. Informed her that we would, her I guess is the registrar. Oh no, that would be the mother, sorry. Informed her that we would contact her if any changes. Once Child E began to deteriorate, midwifery staff were contacted, both parents present during recess. The prosecution say Letby's note suggests the mum was present at the start of the shift, 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m, and returned at 10 p.m, when neither is true. The prosecution say 9 p.m. was an important time, as it was the time Child E was due to be fed. By this, was due to be fed by his mother's express breast milk. The mum said that is why she attended at 9 p.m. She was bringing the milk. A phone call at 9:11 p.m. to her husband also fits the mum's timing, the prosecution add. Letby's notes also show prior to 9 o'clock feed 16 millilitres mucky, slightly bile stained aspirate obtained and discarded, Abdoself not distended. Senior house officer informed to omit feed. The prosecution say the nursing notes made are false and fail to mention that Child E was bleeding at 9 p.m. They mention a meeting that neither the registrar or the mother remember. A record of feeds, a feeding chart, is shown to the court. At 9 p.m, Letby has recorded information to detail the volume of fluids given via the IV line and a line in Child E's left leg, and the 9 p.m. feed is omitted. In the 10 p.m. column is 15 millilitres fresh blood. The senior house officer said he had no recollection of giving advice to omit the 9 p.m. feed. He was on the paediatric ward most of that night until Child E entered a terminal decline. He believes the only time he had anything to do with Child E was in a secondary role to the registrar in an examination at 10:20 p.m. I'm just going to skip. Oh no, I'll carry on, whatever. The registrar recalled being told Child E had suffered a blood a blood-flecked vomit. He does not recall seeing any blood on Child E's face, but regarded the presentation as undramatic. But around half an hour to an hour later, there was a large amount of fresh blood which had come up Child E's tube. The prosecution said this was the first indication of any serious problem so far as the medical staff were concerned. There was a further loss of 13 millilitres of blood at 1100 hours. I'm just going to skip a bit because I want to get back to the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock malarkey. Right. In a police interview, Letby said she could remember Child E and he was stable at the time of the handover with nothing of concern before the large bile aspirate. She said she and another member of staff had disposed of the aspirate and the advice was to omit the feed. She said Child E's abdomen was becoming fuller and there was a purple discoloration, so had asked the doctor to review Child E. She said she had got blood from the NG tube. She was asked about the 10 p.m. note and said if there had been any blood prior to 9 p.m. she would have noted it. She said it was after 9 p.m. that the senior house officer had reviewed Child E, but could not recall if it was face to face or over the phone, so she couldn't recall. She said she could remember the mum leaving after the 10 p.m. visit. So we've got 3 people in this room. Sorry, 3 people we're talking about here. The mum can't remember. The registrar can't remember, and Lucy can't remember either. So we're doing well. In a June 2019 interview, she was pressed over a conversation with the SHO. She said she had no independent memory of it. She said she could not remember the mum coming into the room at 9 p.m. with milk, nor Child E being upset, with blood coming from the mouth. She said she would not have told the mum to go back upstairs. We have a stark contrast between what the mum says and what Lucy Letby says. Mr. Johnson tells the court, "You know he was due to be fed breast milk. You know, we say that is why the mum was there. This has this has been wiped out of the records by Lucy because she knows the consequences of the mum being right about this." I've tried to, with this 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock thing, there's reports that the mum's phone records are actually showing 10 o'clock because of the British Standard Time or something. But at the end of the day, none of them can remember. She says it was approximately 10 o'clock. I've read this about 3 or 4, probably more times than that, and heard about it, and I still don't quite understand what the significance is of Letby saying 10 o'clock rather than 9 o'clock. I'm not quite getting my head around it. Like we say, none of them can remember anyway what the significance of the 1 hour is. And okay, yeah, the mother said she saw a speck of blood on the baby's face. Well, one, it could have been the mucky aspirate that Letby had mentioned, and two, what did we read? The registrar recalled being told Charlie had suffered a blood-flecked vomit. Right. Well, wouldn't that produce a speck of blood on the face? I'm not really sure. I'm not really getting my head around why they're saying that Letby had manipulated the records. I mean, why bother putting anything in the records at all? Why bother mentioning? They're going by her timings of everything in the record. Why mention that? Why bother mentioning that the mother came in at 10 o'clock? Why not just completely omit that she came in at 10 o'clock? I mean, it doesn't. I'm not understanding the significance of why they're saying that she manipulated the medical records. What is that actually supposed to have achieved? Sorry, if someone can do an explainer for me. I'm not really getting it.